And yes, it would imply a treasure map.
Does the guy in this photograph look familiar to you?
No.
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 What do you make of this cup, Andre?
It's a 14th
He's
century
good.
communion vessel.
He is good. He
Spanish,
knows his
probably.
stuff. He might be a bit of a
Thanks for
prick,
your help,
but
Andre.
he
You're
knows his shit.
welcome.
Although, in fairness, his prickishness doesn't really come across until the later games. So this
Okay.
me actually picking the wrong step here,
George.
but it just seems awkward that we just did and
Hey, I just saw your boyfriend. Bye.
hey, can I just go in for a shit? I forgot to go while I was in Spain.
Lopez wouldn't let me go.
he promised to give me a Spanish enema, and I don't want to know what that is. Now, remember this church we were in last?
Oh yeah,
Priest stood by the
The
pews,
church of Montfaucon.
energetically polishing something.
where there's
said
the
we
whole
could've-
thing to move, and you can. We're probably going to replace the chalice or something.
Well, we should find out. Let's first of all talk to Father Pierre, or whatever his name
Excuse
is.
me, Father.
Mr. Redcap.
There you go,
Pardon?
Father Redcap.
Do you mind if I ask you a
Father
few
Redcap.
questions?
Not at all. monsieur. It will be my pleasure to help you.
How long have you worked here?
Hardly work, monsieur. This is a calling. I have been helping Father.
That's a very
Flambert
French
for
name,
nearly
isn't it?
6 months now.
Flambert.
Well,
I guess you don't know much about the history.
you know it's
of
French
this
when the
church,
T
then.
is dropped from
Just a
multiple
little.
R's.
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
You have come to the right place, if that is your interest. Many of them were executed in the square outside. It was a disgrace to France.
Well, the Pope was right behind it, though.
Clement V was a man of memory.
Ooh,
God.
look at him being all
Kind of
controversial.
forthright for a priest.
Well,
think-
Clement V is well
It is
known to
hard
be the
sure
bad
what
pope,
happened. It
the
is so
evil
long
pope.
ago.
Although in fairness, that was at a time
You've
of
got
history
quite
where
a
most of
shine
the
on
popes
that
were
candlestick.
puppets of
Ah, oui.
city-states and
Anything less
kings
than
and so
best
forth.
would be an insult to the
I believe
honor.
there's a
So
quite
much
a good.
has
I guess
changed
so.
now.
I never
Yes,
thought
I
of it
know.
like that. Have you seen this man before?
No, I have never seen him before.
Have you ever seen anything like this lens?
No, never. The glass seems subtly colored.
The
in
tinted
some way.
lens.
Yeah, I've never noticed that before.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that the stained glass window on the left looks more modern than the middle one.
You have a keen eye, monsieur. The original window was destroyed in the last war. It was as old as the church. Early 14th
Tinted
century.
lens.
Oh
Hmm.
man, that's awful.
Oui, a terrible
Now again,
loss.
the lens does
Still,
have significance
the
here.
church and the other windows survived.
What do you make of this chalice?
Like you.
It certainly looks very old.
Not as old as this church, I think.
There seems to be an
Oh,
engraving.
Mondays.
Yeah? What does it say?
I do
Oh,
not know, it is
Mondays.
very tarnished. With your permission, I could try polishing it.
Have you ever had a
I promise I
man
will.
promise to
Yeah.
polish your chalice, Burkball?
Not that I would refer to.
That'd be very good of you.
This shouldn't take very long.
For fear of
Feel free
repercussions.
to look around.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so now he's polishing your chalice for us.
Oh yeah, polishing good.
Yeah. Let him go. Let him go to town on that chalice.
If you were looking at the back of him and now
A
hand
knight
movement,
there in the company of his
second
fellows.
person as a priest,
Biblical
I would be
references
very
engraved into the tomb edge to guide his
Uh,
way to the next world.
I think I heard you there, Burp, but the volume's gone down there, unfortunately.
Oh, I was
knight.
basically saying he's doing very inappropriate hand gestures in a church.
Ah, I see. I mean, to each their own, I suppose.
A stone
Wouldn't be
knight
like
lay in
priest.
full stone armor, blank eyes looking at the ceiling.
He's surely not an
All
Irish
that
priest, is
armor
he?
around must have been hard work.
Oh yeah, didn't check.
Yeah.
Just be putting on his
A stone knight lay at the end of a row of 4. I wondered if this guy had died in combat.
So, we do have a puzzle to solve here.
On the end of the staff was some kind of disc with a cross on it. Around the base of the disc was a hairline crack. A statue of a knight holding a staff and a scroll. The the statue had any secrets, it was concealing them pretty well. A scroll was a symbol of scholarship. I knew that much.
So this is where we left it
Scholarly
last,
knight.
and now we need to try and
That
find
rang
a
bell.
solution
Very
to what this is.
Spanish bell.
Yeah, so the disc can go into the.
Into the scroll.
The lens fitted into the end of the scroll like a hand into a glove. I didn't recognize the biblical story in it. I was a Sunday school dropout. Well, I could have just taken the end off the staff.
Oh yeah, I don't think
I
like
wanted to
nicking
be sure what I'd be
the
getting
stone
when
arm of
evangelizing a
an
church,
old bishop would
other
have
than deported.
worked there.
Per disciplinum meum lux videbus.
Much like the manuscript said.
Hey,
Yeah, so they made this into a puzzle for the director's cut.
Okay.
So you have to move the lenses.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, into position. So your trick here is to line up the bottom because there are Roman numerals at the bottom. So once you do that,
Yeah,
then everything else becomes clear. Can you tell what it is? Yeah,
Is it Santa?
it's not Santa.
Is it the Spanish lady?
It's not.
distortions came sharp.
It's a burning Templar.
Templar, burning at the stake.
Hmm.
And below him a date in Roman numerals. A Knight Templar burning at the stake. And a date.
MCC.
Let me see.
XIV.
MCCC.
Can't quite hear you there, Bert, but your volume's gone down there.
XIV. That's 1314.
Hello.
It's a little bit better. It sounds still the same. I don't know why.
Hey, thanks.
It is my pleasure, monsieur.
What was the writing on the chalice?
It was not writing, my mistake. It was a coat of arms. The remarkable thing is that it seems very familiar.
Yeah?
Oui, I think I have seen it on that wall tomb in the far corner. That winged horse is quite distinct.
My back.
That's much better. Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
the right-hand window original?
Oui, monsieur.
Do you speak Latin?
You will see
You
the
are
light.
space of a priest?
Indeed.
Okay.
Well, we can
Can
see
you
the
tell
light.
me what-
Indeed.
Per disciplinum meum lux videbus means.
Let me see. That would be by my teacher.
It does look very
you will
sparkling.
See the light.
Does look very pretty. The
Oh
chalice.
my god, of course the
Yeah.
priest talks about
That's
wrist
what I thought
action.
too.
Bosom!
Boy, what a shine you got on this.
Merci. It is all in the wrist action.
Catch you later.
Now again, so he mentioned there that he recognizes the
Priest stood by
crest on the
pews,
chalice.
energetically
He thinks he's
polishing
seen it
something.
somewhere in this church.
Yeah, so
Fantastic.
the tablet over when we looked at the first time, isn't it?
Now that my attention
Yes,
had been
exactly.
drawn to it, there was no mistake. There was no name on it. But the coat of arms was undeniably
So we found them,
Pegasus
potentially.
of the De Vasconcelos family. I'd found the
Oh,
last
crap.
resting
Another
place of
puzzle.
Don Carlos.
More
My
puzzles.
eye was drawn to the biblical
Yes, this is
references
an extra
carved
one they
into
added
the
into the
tomb. Hey,
into the new version.
maybe these biblical
Okay.
references mean something.
Horrible.
Yes, it's a word search. So you have to find 4 biblical references in this jumble.
Okay.
Yeah, in the original, he just reads out the 4, but in this one they give you a puzzle to work it out. So two or three of them are quite handy to see.
So Psalms,
Psalm
Corinthians.
22:21.
Mhm.
Mondays has to be it.
There's no Mondays, I can assure you. It's Mundi, which is the world. And I can assure you, Mondays do not mean the world to me.
And Road Dal is surely the Dal bit there.
That was of course a supporting character in the Bible before he went solo himself.
V Rex is a misspelled T Rex.
V-Rex was a descendant, was a predecessor. But no, it's actually down the way.
Ah, Johnny.
Mhm. John V. John Iv.
John 4:11. There were no more references to Bart, but a
There
series
you
of
go.
Roman numerals ran around the plaque.
Well
I
done
made
in
a
your
note
biblical
because they meant
references.
something.
There you go.
Psalms 32:7.
Like you would assume that,
John
like you would
4:11.
kind of take to that maybe you did need to
Corinthians
know
1,
the
4:5.
bits of the Bible, but a lot of it's just a word search. So once you
Just
find a word,
one
just tag on to
more.
it and see where it leads.
Psalms 22.
Well, I would have just kept
21.
on to
I may
Monday
not be
and just
quick,
been like,
but I'm
oh,
getting
And
oh
brute
well.
forcing it, hoping for
It's
the
got to
best.
be. It's got
The
to be
chalice
in the
had led me
Bible.
to these inscriptions,
Has to be Bible.
but it looked
There's
like a
always
happy
Mondays in
coincidence
Bibles.
to
I read
me.
that
After
somewhere.
all, the de Vasconcelos arms were already on the manuscript.
Okay,
You
so
know,
George is
I
still
was
believing that
still
the chalice
convinced
is
that
a
the
significant
chalice
plot
had some
item. So that's
significance all of its own.
something that's going to have to be in his head. But I think the whole idea is that he's perhaps seeing a double meaning in the Lux
Hello
Videbis
again,
phrase.
Father.
Mm.
Bonjour, monsieur. How pleasant to speak to you again.
Oh.
Did you know that the center window conceals an image of a man burning at the stake?
The Burning Man?
What, you knew?
That there was a hidden image? No.
Yeah,
The church
there you
has
go.
a reputation for being
Interesting.
haunted. Many times, people have claimed to have seen a burning man in the window. But when others they look, there is nothing. Perhaps
People gonna
must
get
have
like
just
3D
served
glasses
for
so
the
they can sit
figure
in
to
this
appear.
church and
Yeah.
Yeah.
eat the fucking
Or
stained
maybe
glass.
with
Like,
a special lens.
whoa.
Catch you later.
Au
Yeah.
revoir, monsieur.
So there you go. That's Montfaucon cleared.
A paint by number for dyslexics.
I like it. So now we have the chalice cleaned up. Let's talk to Andre about it. Does he know
Yeah,
anything
you
about
might
it?
know about it.
Yeah. Yeah, so another thing we noticed from our trip to
Hi,
Syria
Andre.
was the statue.
Hello, Georgie.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
While I was in Syria, I discovered a strange pagan statue. It was like a head with 3 bearded faces. Horrible.
That sounds as if it could be Baphomet, the idol described by the Templars.
The poor Knights of Christ had an idol that looked like
Dun dun
that.
dun.
Allegedly.
Oh.
The description of the idol came from the evidence extracted by the Inquisition.
Until now, you say.
Not one statue or idol was ever found on
Isn't it nice that
Templar
everything just seems to
property
happen in Paris?
until
That's really
now,
convenient,
that
isn't it?
is. Just last month, a statue of Baphomet
Yeah,
was
just
unearthed
like when we
right
happen
here
to be
in
there.
Paris.
Yeah, it
Where?
just
The
sometimes fate just works in our
Hermetique de
favor.
Naval. The statue is beneath the foundation. It was discovered by some workmen while renovating the building.
Can you
Ooh.
tell me any more about the statue of Baphomet?
It's a fearful image
Blood.
even now. A bearded head.
Wow.
The base of the statue is carved with Templar symbols. One of the workmen noticed
He
a
doesn't want to
curious
show him the
stain at
chalice.
base. He claimed
No.
it looked like blood.
Well, there you go. That's our next lead,
That's
is to
right.
see this statue of Baphomet in Paris.
Okay.
Maybe not.
That's our next port of call.
Thanks for
And
your
our
help,
last
Andre.
little
You're welcome.
pin to Paris here. Well, of course,
Okay.
we have to tell Nico. We have to tell Nico where we're going. I mean, she's practically keeping track on us here, you know?
Yeah, we have to check in like she's our
I
sponsor.
solved another
Exactly,
puzzle.
yeah. And also that, and you
Well,
know, it
I
makes
guess I
her
did.
really annoyed when we're
Well,
doing
what
stuff for
was
a
it?
Spanish
What's
countess
the
instead of
answer?
anyone else.
13, 14.
What does that mean?
So yeah, so we've seen Syria,
The
we've
date
seen a
when
bit of
Jacques
Spain.
Molay was
What's your favorite location so far, Bert? But and
The
why?
answer was hidden in a
Bull's Head,
stained glass
because
window. When I
there
looked
was
through the
a
lens,
penis on
the
fire.
picture changed. It
There was a
became
penis on
man
fire. And you know what?
Inside
If there's
Bull's
anything
Head.
to take away from this
It
game
seems to me
is that
the answers to
penises
the
are on
Templar
fire.
puzzles are as
Yeah.
cryptic as the
Not the
clues.
Templars
Sometimes
lore, not
I
the
wonder if
legends of
the
certain
manuscript is
families.
an elaborate joke.
Flaming
The
cocks.
Knights Templar
That's
Yeah,
weren't the
that's
kind
the
that
takeaway
The
they
Flaming
from.
Cock.
played
Although,
with,
if
were
I
they?
was to pick anywhere to go on holidays, probably
Look at
would
the
be that
chalice
villa.
now, Nico.
That does seem like a nice villa, and I believe there's a
It's
Olympic swimming
shiny.
pool just
Priest
outside a
of
shot there as well.
Montfaucon
So you know,
Oh yeah,
it's-
yeah.
That
And
means
I get to play
incredible.
weird chess.
Yeah.
And
You
that's
get
the
to
only
play
type
weird
of chess I
chess.
know how to play.
No.
yeah.
You found
You
a
play
useful
weird
clue.
chess. The summer house is an
That's
Airbnb. Do
incredible.
you know, it's all perfect. It's all good.
I'd better get back to the quest. The painter didn't seem to regard the painting as too
So now we're going to the site
Not
of
as important
Baphomet,
as a
where
cigarette
the
break, anyway.
bearded statue has been spotted. And
Yes,
immediately,
interesting.
The painter had a
immediately
pot
we
of
have found
diamond
ourselves the
gray
most French man
tar
who's ever
paint on the
lived.
barrier.
It's like, is
Could you
that
help me?
cheese on him?
I've got a few
Oh, are you just happy to see me?
You're doing a fine job.
Merci. I have my professional pride.
I don't think I've ever seen a Gaulois smoke so stylishly.
It's a natural talent.
I'm being sarcastic.
I'm being indifferent.
You're very good at that as well.
Merci. Vive l'indifférence.
So if you're ever
Well,
curious as
sarcastic
to what,
Frenchman.
I am having my break.
Yeah, I mean, when you finish your break,
are you offended that you've been associated with a Frenchman?
Interesting concept, monsieur.
you'll probably need to think about it.
I could have another cigarette while I consider.
Sorry, you were going to say something there before I interrupted you.
That's all right. I was going to say there, if you're ever wondering what Baphomet actually is, because we have one representation of it is the three bearded faces as seen in Broken Sword. But if you're ever wondering, as an occult image, it's actually, if you've ever seen the images of the kind of half man, half goat, satanic, image of Satan,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
actually what Baphomet actually is.
Oh, that is interesting.
Yes. Now, like this is, if you were an occultist now, you'd see this as a kind of a balance between half man, half animal. So, and many kind of like Gnostics and pagans and so forth would see that as a kind of a symbol of balance as opposed to anything more satanic. But yeah, that's kind of what Baphomet is meant to look like. It's supposed to represent perfect social order, apparently.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Interesting.
There you go.
tidbit. Always
It is.
learning on this channel.
So,
Well, like I said, it's
who
like
are
that's
they?
one kind of like wonderful thing about this game is that most of this is working off genuine source material. It is quite factual to the research you're doing, much like we did with Gabriel Knight, where like a lot of the stuff they're talking about voodoo was genuine. It was correct.
Yeah, yeah, it's a general to the voodoo lore and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen
Like,
any-
Yeah,
like, the
this
fact that the
game
game-
does remind me of that, like, I suppose, because I do learn. I'm such a nerd. I just realized as I'm saying this. I like games where I learn stuff. Oh god, can we cut that?
I think you just got the selling point of this game, to be honest, there, Bertbot.
Yeah, fair.
But bear in mind as well, like, so I think there's 4 years between these two games. I think because Gabriel Knight was 93, and I think this game was either 97 or 96. And so yeah, like definitely Gabriel Knight was kind of the front runner in those type of games to take a topic and research it in depth. And then Broken Sword, obviously, I don't know if they were inspired by it as such, or like games take years to make anyway. So it's not to say that they had the same idea at the same time. But
excuse me?
but yeah, definitely. This one definitely took the moniker of Templar and technically Assassin lore before a lot of other creators got their hands on it.
Take it easy. I just didn't realize you were a
Interested,
guard.
yeah.
Mm.
I'd like to know.
And this will also be a theme for the Broken Sword series in particular, by the way. Like they don't do Templars in particular in the next game, but they take on different topics, and it is quite interesting, like research if you wanted to go into it.
What do you know about
For
Okay.
instance,
Yeah.
not as a tease for the rest of the series, but the sequel doesn't go into the Templars, but it does actually predict the Mayan apocalypse, or rather the hysteria over the Mayan apocalypse of 2012.
Okay.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the test.
Then I know
Okay,
absolutely
I'm
nothing
intrigued.
about the Templars.
Indeed.
The guard was being amazingly.
Are you trying to sell me on staying back on for another round of this?
No, I just use that as an example of what type of stuff Broken Sword tends to touch. A lot of it is like ancient history and religion. Broken Sword 4, I think, dealt with the Ark of the Covenant and the Angel of Death and so forth. I think the 5th game was all about Gnostic religion. So it was a bit of a tie-in back to the Templars occult side. So.
A sudden urge to sing. Care to join me?
No, no singing
Okay.
in here.
Back to the case at hand. So
Indeed.
we've got to try and get past this guard.
Indeed.
There was a closed door
And-
with toilet scratched into the cheap veneer.
Yeah,
That door
this
is
is
locked, monsieur?
toilet.
Hmm. Now here is perhaps one of the best. And this could be one of the best
What
puzzles I've
now?
seen in a point and click
We've
game.
seen you.
What
And
is-
thankfully, it hasn't been quite that diluted in the director's
Director's
cut.
cut.
So, obviously, you have to get past the guards. That's the main thing.
Mhm.
He is
Yep.
He is protecting it, and he's not moving for anyone, love nor money.
The doorway
Mhm.
led to an old utility closet that had lost its door. There was nothing interesting in there. The doorway was full of assorted old tea chests, cardboard boxes, and so on. All empty and all uninteresting.
And again, all these elements you're seeing here all form the solution to the
Couldn't
to the
get
puzzle.
to the door
But
while the
it's
guard was
I'm trying to actually figure this out. Like, okay,
yeah,
like you could just hit him with a shovel. Is that an option?
that is always the anarchy approach. But we're not the type of person. We're non-violent.
But I
What
woke
is
up
it?
and I decided to choose chaos today.
As you should.
I'd
You're
like
on
to use
holiday.
the
You're
washroom,
entitled
but
to
the
some
door's
chaos.
locked. Oh, that's no problem. You can have the key. Thanks.
Anyway, so
Okay.
this is actually the first step of the puzzle. We have got
Okay.
the keys to the place.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and bear in mind, like the
The door
bathroom
was
key
locked.
is on the same ring as the key that we want to get into.
Yes.
So, are you familiar with the Marx Brothers, Burkbot?
Yes. Not
Being
intimately.
in a charming,
Okay.
comfortable
I can't remember if it was them
place
or it was
made
Buster
me
Keaton
think
or Charlie
oddly
Chaplin, but it was a wonderful
of
gag
Syria.
in that style of
place
movie
was
era
kept in pretty good order.
where
At least, it
somebody
had been
would try to
until
do a
I
hold up
realized
with
it.
of a bank
Still,
with a
all
fake
for a
gun
good
that was
cause.
made out of a potato.
Oh yeah.
The thing
Yeah.
felt really hot.
So
That
this is that
sounds
type of
familiar.
puzzle.
Seemed to be being made on it. And I didn't
Okay.
want any coal.
So you're going to see exactly what we're going to do here, and once you see how this plays out, it is masterful. This is like by far the best puzzle in the game.
Okay.
boy,
I'm intrigued.
dirty soap.
Yeah.
So we don't steal a toilet chain. Do
No,
we?
we already had that. We left it in Syria.
Oh boy, dirty soap.
Okay. Oh, we're gonna carve some soap, aren't we?
We are.
The taps were rusty. Oh boy. The
So again,
colored taps
a
were
visual aid
rusty
has
to
been
a
provided
fragrance. It
by
was just
this new
dripping
version,
down
but
the
in the original you just had the sink to work with. So
sink. On the wall
you
was
kind
a
of had to
neon candle.
know what you were doing in this sense.
Jesus. Don't think I ever would have figured that out.
This one took a while. I'll be honest.
Perhaps I could make a copy of the key.
So.
Mm-hmm.
The key had made a clear imprint in the soap. The bar of soap had the imprint of
Okay.
a key in it.
So now that we have
Okay.
that,
I
So now we
knew
have- now we make a
plaster
cast
was
of
a good
it.
idea.
We still got the plaster cast.
we do.
We're
With
back in
plaster
Ireland.
imprint, I was
Back in
on
Ireland,
fire.
good at
I
that
filled the
Irish
key
plaster.
into
Ironically
the
now
soap with
being
dry
used in
plaster.
Paris.
That's plaster of
You
Paris.
can't make a cast without wetting the plaster.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Well done.
I'm quite proud of that one myself. Thank
But
you,
wet
thank you.
plaster
You were very
alone
sympathetic.
Does not make a cast. I used the dryer to speed up the
Put it under the
process.
dryer. Now, clearly I can see this bit.
Yes. But now, so we have two issues now.
Well, we
it had taken a
should
while, but I
take
had
the
made
real
myself
key
a
and replace it with the
completely
plaster key.
unconvincing
That we
plaster
should.
Key. Way too fragile to use in a lock. I'd have to
Do we need to
substitute
use
it with a
some
real
coal
Trouble
dust
was,
to
it
dirty
looked
it
like
up?
plaster and not
Good
rubber.
idea. You have the right idea.
That plaster statue
So,
in Syria
there's two issues
hadn't
here,
looked
right?
like stone
Shitty
until
toilet?
did
I don't know. What
helpful.
colour key are we trying
Maybe
to
I could improve the
replicate
key as
here?
well.
All right, so you have the right idea in the sense that you have to substitute the plaster key for the real key. That is the name of the game here. There's two big
Mhm.
issues with the plaster key as it is. It looks like plaster and it feels like plaster.
Okay.
So that's your big issue. Now, of course, you can't leave the building without giving the keys back to the guards, or else he, goes,
Yeah.
"Oh, what am I
What
keys?"
is it?
Right.
Yes,
So that's
please.
one issue.
Thanks.
But obviously, that's also the mechanism as to how to trick him in the end. So you
Yeah.
can see how this is working out.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to
So,
you later.
If you go back out to the very Frenchman outside, what's
He's
beside him?
got that yellow paint.
He's got a grey pot of paint.
Oh, it's grey paint, yeah.
Yeah. Gunmetal, in
He's
fact.
got paint.
He's got paint.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, monsieur, get away from my paint pot.
Okay.
I should think so.
Does he mean something else when he says paint pot? I don't know.
Is this like a Syrian spit bucket?
Hi, it's me again.
What now?
I mean, it depends on how far this guy is working, I suppose.
I made this key out of plaster.
How thrilling. How clever.
Oh, that's what you
How
think,
pointless.
generic French man.
Be seeing
He looks
you.
a bit like Nigel
What is
Pearson.
Yeah, you can see him on the sidelines shouting, "You don't know what you're doing."
Or screaming at ostriches nearby.
Mm.
Do you mind if I use the phone?
Be my
So
guest.
now, how do we
I'm paid to
distract
guard this door.
the
The
very
firm
French
can look
man?
after itself.
with a very French
Well-
woman?
Couleur.
Hello, Nico. It's me.
Oh, what?
Hi, Georges.
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
I'm at the
Mm,
excavation,
oh,
but they won't
yep.
let me in.
Damn.
I
We need to know what's in there.
think
Yeah,
Burkhardt's-
I get it.
I've got
Figured
it.
this
I
out.
got it. I got it now.
I'm
Yeah.
going to need your help, though.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
I want you to keep somebody on the phone for a while.
Who?
A painter. I need to get at his pot.
I'll do it for Nico, just go,
That's right.
"Ugh."
Okay.
Stay on the line. I'll
I
go and
can't,
get it.
The guard is like, this, I should probably be
Hi,
listening in on this
again.
conversation.
What?
It seems suspicious.
I'm paid to guard the door. I'm not paid to
But
listen.
I'm not paid
It's
to
a
listen
woman.
to this guy.
Sounds
No.
hot.
What woman?